So the guys are busy with our next square, which is Q. You could see our excavation area. This is the frames for the gazebo, but we haven't put up the cover yet. Have to take it down every night or it'll all blow away. In the background there is the tent. We're not staying out here. We're staying on site, but not camping. That's a tent where we keep our equipment overnight and where we have our tea. Over there is our sieve station. You may notice a hill in the background. That's because we're standing in an old quarry. If we keep going round, here's our total station. If I just go this way, you can see in the background there is the new visitors center for the fossil park. And those just to the right of the car is where the main dig site is that visitors can go and view. If we just go around a little further, that's the high wall. That's the edge of this part of the quarry where the digging stopped. And that's our excavation site. What we're trying to do is go down in narrow layers without disturbing the bones so that we can plot where the bones are in three-dimensional space. So ideally what you would do is take a trowel and just scrape gently across the surface. But we have material here that's rich in clays, so it's virtually like concrete. As it is, we soak the sediments, try and loosen it up. But when we get to these hard things, you would normally take your trowel, dip it in and just try and break up the soil a little bit so you can scrape it away. And then when you do find a bone, you just leave it in place and we'll record it with a total station later, exactly where it is. And that's pretty much a process. We're going down in sort of 2 centimeter layers at a time. Keep the resolution as high as possible. I can see from here and it's not level. He's stubborn.
Come and see.
Right, now it's level. Thank you. Got it. Remember with this thing, I can see everything. Shooting in is one of the most important parts of an excavation because this is what gives us our accurate locality information, our context for the site. So if two pieces belong together and we can show they were together, that's very important. It takes a lot of people to do it in the way we've been doing it. We need one person to hold the prism, one person to bag the specimen, one person writing out a label that goes in its own bag inside the bag with every specimen, and one person keeping a master list on which any notes or problems are recorded, and then finally one person, usually me, operating the total station itself. Another element of recording is to take lots of pictures to show relationships, to show what the excavation site looked like, what the bones in situ looked like. But it can be quite a challenge dealing with harsh shadows or trying to get a nice consistent shade across your photograph in a howling gale. So you might be wondering how we excavate. We've got our excavation here. Material goes into the buckets and from there they go off to be sieved. Under normal circumstances we would shake out the sieves so that the dirt falls through and the stones and fossils remain in the sieves. But we are excavating with water because we have this clay-rich sediment and the sediments are too wet to go through the sieves. So we rub through them gently to get out what soils we can. We pick out any obvious bones that we see, and then we bag up the soils ready for wet sieving at a later stage. Hit us. What are you guys doing now?
It's called Didnt. And in Setswana and in Sesotho they say it's Umbosi. So we are busy softening the soil here for excavation. When we come on Monday, it will be softer.
Okay.
So that we can excavate easily.
Yes.